Well, the second panel of today is sponsored by PrimaLoft. I'm not so much interested in the PrimaLoft point of view. I'm actually interested in what they do and how they're pushing the innovation. And that's the bit that really wakes me up, because when I have serious conversations with them, PrimaLoft are not the biggest of the outdoor brands. We can all name bigger outdoor brands, but to me, they do more interesting things than the other brands. So when you have a growing identity, when you have a smaller identity, which is getting the publicity, I feel I need to tap more into their lines of thinking. And I've been working with PrimaLoft for a number of years now. You're even hiring Yorkshire people to sort your company out, which I can only approve. But I'm very fortunate to have two people from PrimaLoft and one of their partner companies. So if I throw it over to Tara, do you want to introduce yourself and why you're on stage?
Sure, thank you for having me. My name is Tara Maurer-Mackay. I am the Senior Vice President of Product Strategy at PrimaLoft. I've been with the company for approximately 10 years. And I run a team that is responsible for managing our product portfolio. And I'm here to talk a little bit more about what we're doing with regards to innovation and sustainability.
On to Leonardo.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation, Charles. First of all, I'm Leonardo Loro, and I'm the sales leader Europe at PrimaLoft. Been around the company since a little more than a decade as a regional sales manager first, and I stepped recently into the European sales position, so leading sales across the Europe region, together a team of 5 sales reps. I'm here today to help explain how we translate the benefit of our technologies into consumer, into the final product developed by our brand partners.
And finally, we got Francesco. Francesco, you're from a brand I admire. Enlighten the rest of the audience, because you're not just a regular person in a brand. No. You do other things.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thanks for the invitation to both of you. And I'm Francesco Favilli from Scarpa. I'm a brand manager regarding the mountain category. But at the same time, I'm a climber, a mountaineering. And for this reason, I feel lucky because I had the chance to combine work and passion. For me, the outdoor industry is very important. I love this market. And I have the chance to give my contribution from my daily life, no?
Now, just as an aside from the subject of the panel, the reason why I volunteered to join is quite straightforward. In the 1980s, I got my first pair of Scarpa boots. I still wear them. They have been resold 5 times. The British understand this. I wear Scarpa Gator. I wear Yeti Gators. So the uppers are in the most wonderful condition. So I am your worst customer because I have not bought a new pair of boots. The reason why I do project with PrimaLoft is nothing to do with your technicality. You've approached me as a member of the press before, and they're really good at getting me to try new materials. But it's a barter system, and they actually make me donate my old products to them, and you pass them on to charities. I remember with the handover for the charity for the insulation stuff here in Munich. So whatever you take away from this discussion, and we are going to go into some detail, nice people, good product, if that's all you remember. But the theme of today is revolution in evolution, what we have actually done. And Leonardo, you started to tap into that slightly, because what PrimaLoft have done is that you have created a consumer pull. You have educated people down the chain about the differential that you're bringing to the story. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit more? The PrimaLoft approach and how you're creating the demand which your partners are able to supply.
Well, we try our best to address market needs at the end of the day. So with Scarpa.
But when you're doing revolutionary things, it's really hard to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is switching our approach, from a let's say a product development, to a market approach. So to understand what the market really needs, from us as a branded ingredients. So in this case, with Scarpa, we know each other very well. Our company's missions are pretty well aligned, and we know what we look for from each other, basically. And it was not an easy journey, because we knew that they were looking for one of their primary mission was to reduce carbon emissions on their finished product, and we had the right technologies for them. But it was much more, let's say, difficult for us than to pass the message basically through the Scarpa entire team, because we have Francesco here as the marketing team, but you got to go through the process from the product managers, development, and the marketing.
But if I asked you to give a couple of examples, and what I'm thinking here is something like Pure. If you don't know what Pure is, hopefully Leonardo is going to explain a little bit more.
Yeah, Pure is the innovative manufacturing process. Pure stands for produce using reduced carbon emissions. It's our latest breakthrough technologies addressing a reduced carbon footprint on the final product, basically. So this is a technologies at manufacturing level. So, and this is a clear evidence attempt from PrimaLoft of innovating not just at materials level, but also looking at the way we produce products.
Can you approximate some figures from before you used Pure technology to now? How much of a difference does it make to the bottom line in carbon emission terms, which is what we're talking about?
Yeah, so in carbon emissions, Pure is a innovative manufacturing process that basically we reach at least a 50% carbon reduction versus the traditional manufacturing process. So it's an apple-to-apple comparison between yesterday process versus the Pure process, and validated by the third party. So it's not a self-assessment by the company itself. So there's a third party, independent companies that certify the drastic reduced carbon emissions.
Now, I'm really lucky in that somehow you guys answer emails and you think that I understand what you're saying. But I've been looking into this project where you're taking carbon already sequestered in old cardboard and you're looking at producing yarn from it, which is carbon capture and storage and carbon capture and utilization, which are brand new to this industry. Can you reveal much about that? I know it's an early stage. Can you give us a little bit of an indication what has created either the thinking towards these newer technologies or what progress you've been able to make with it? I don't want you to reveal your industrial secrets, but just to demonstrate your depth of knowledge.
Sure. So we have entered into a strategic alliance with a company called Origin Materials. But I think really what's more important, largely what we're looking at is how can we make products with materials that are not fossil fuel based. And so that's really a long-term initiative that we're working on. It's nothing that will be coming in the coming season. It's a long-term R&D initiative that our engineering team has been working on. How do we reduce our reliance on fossil fuel-based materials?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Tara. The longest journey starts with a step, and at least you've started. You know, so yes, due credit. With projects like that, I want to transfer to Francesco. Coming back into Pure, how much sense did it make to you? Because I see what Leonardo's doing, and he's helping to educate people to what the market norm could be. But you as a partner in helping to deliver that, how easy is the message? How confused is the message? How much does Leonardo need to hold your hand?
Yes, we have a long relationship, me and Leonardo, because we are both involved on the product development. And we have a strong partnership with PrimaLoft in the development of the whole technical mountain line. No? And in accordance with our mission to sustainable create and produce the most innovative footwear, we have developed the Phantom line, image product, the Formula One of the mountaineering, using PrimaLoft as the best ingredient brand in terms of insulation sustainable material. So we are using from a long time PrimaLoft Black Performance yarn, PrimaLoft Gold Performance with grip control. But the exciting things about pushing forward the performance and sustainability in the new Phantom line is that we know that if we can do it with our best performing product, then you can move that technology to the rest of the collection. And for this reason, for the next season, for Winter 24, we are going to play again with our Moraine family. Moraine family is a Nike collection, introducing a new model specific for the winter, introducing this new technology, PrimaLoft Pure technology, with this shoes that has a light and casual feeling for everyday use, everyday wear, but at the same time has a plus rugged waterproof protection using high performing insulation and sustainable material. And this is the wonderful things that sometimes you think that sustainable material reduce the performance or the life of the product. But in Scarpa, we don't think in this way. We don't compromise the performance, and we don't compromise the sustainability.
I've got to say, I don't talk sustainability about PrimaLoft because it's integrated in everything you do. But you're very much a performance brand. Now, coming back to you, Francesco, people who buy shoes or footwear aren't necessarily the same line of thinkers as the apparel buyers. PrimaLoft is known for its apparel work. How much work have you got to do with PrimaLoft as an ingredient shoe brand? Or do you find the awareness is already there?
For me, the choice of PrimaLoft is this, that...
Not so much your choice, but,
but
what your customers know about it.
The customer, okay, this topic is very sensitive for the people, especially for the younger generation, no? That they look at this topic as a base ingredient of their own life. Especially the millennials, no? They have already the label of green generation, and for me, for this reason, in Scarpa, if we have to add this ingredient of sustainability, we have to pay attention because it's not just a message of to use one material with the percentage of sustainability or recycle and blah, blah, blah. First of things, we have to guarantee the performance, the reason why of that product, and the functionality and the durability. If we want to contribute immediately to a more sustainable outdoor industry, we have to create a product that will last without compromise performance while minimizing the environmental impact. That's the
I think we can almost end the panel on that statement. I think you've just summed up what the whole of performance is about.
Yeah.
It's that trust. It's knowing where it's coming from. So thank you. But you're not getting off the stage that quickly.
Yeah.
Tara, I'm going to throw it back to you because you're overseeing the whole process. We know what the buzz is. You're looking more towards the future. Are there any other indications you can give us towards where your thinking is developing with PrimaLoft? As in, you know, other areas you've been looking at or possible other channels? And I'd love to say this is really rehearsed. Tara's most probably going, that wasn't on the script. But look, Francesco's answered the question. We don't need to concentrate on that. I want to reach further. What can you say? Because there's a mindset within the company. How come that mindset exists and what's coming out of the mindset?
Sure. So when we started our journey to become more relentlessly responsible.
That's their tagline, relentlessly responsible. You'll see it enough times, hopefully.
Yes. We were really focused in on the material inputs. So are we using recycled content? But what we have started to do is really look at what we call the PrimaLoft journey, or the product journey. And you'll be seeing more of that from us. It's not only the material inputs, but how that product is being manufactured. So what sort of processes are we using? What sort of different structures are we using? We're focused in on the utilitarian, how much utility that product has. So we want the product to enjoy a really long life. We want it to be durable over a variety of different conditions. And then ultimately its end of life solution. So when it has reached its final destination, is it circular? Can it be used back into a circular economy? And so I think you'll be seeing more innovations from us and some of those other points along that journey, rather than just what materials we're using.
So this now makes me think Leonardo's got the easiest job in the world. You've got clear direction. He's got an informed customer. Leonardo, tell me it's not that perfect, is it? What troubles do you have? Because what we're looking at here is the transfer of information and getting people to get onto a new way of thinking. I'm sure it's not that easy. Tara sparked something great. You've got Francesco eager to buy. What are the biggest roadblocks in the job that you do, as in trying to find the suitable partners, trying to get them to work most efficiently with the technology, but also satisfy their customers?
Well, I would say that the hardest part of our job is to translate the technology advantage into a compelling and tangible consumer benefit that he can perceive easily while doing the activities, right? So this is not an easy. This is not really easy to translate and to pass the message. So when we first meet the Scarpa team, you know, with the product people, the design people, the marketing, you know, like Francesco comes right after that. Well, he comes first because he's an avid user. So he's part of the initial discussion, but it's a long journey for us, because we need to basically to convince not just the first Scarpa stakeholders, you know, the product manager, designer, product management team, but you got to go through, you know, the entire, you know, organizations. You got to make sure that the message is user friendly and is well conveyed and passed on the B2B and B2C level.
Now, Francesco, bringing that communication down, if we ignore the people on your left, Scarpa is actually a more equitable brand name. You are one of the original outdoor founders, certainly within Europe. So you have people coming to you, which is obviously a clear concept. It's it's making sense. From a performance point of view, you've already made out. How do you choose what partners? What makes them special? Because what you're doing is that you're diverting away from Scarpa itself, and you're saying quite happily, no, I am proud to work with PrimaLoft. What makes them so good?
The credibility, okay, and I think we have a common goal, a common target when we share the project. In the medium to long term, we have important goals, target in Scarpa, both in terms of governance and social aspect. With regard to the product, we have set up a goal of going on to create and produce footwear that will last without compromised performance while minimizing the environmental impact. And that's why we adapt eco-design procedure at the design stage to leave no stone unturned throughout the product life cycle from the raw material to end of life. And sustainability in Scarpa is part of the company profile, company mission. When we declare that we create and produce the most innovative footwear with sustainability in mind, it means that every activity, every action in our daily life is guided by our sustainability value. And with PrimaLoft, all these things are able to match. For this reason, for me, PrimaLoft in the stage, in the design stage, is very important. And Leonardo can confirm that is involved from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, the good example was the when Scarpa embarked on the new mountaineering collection that was completely renewed. There was we went through it was a pretty long field testing, if I remember, Francesco, right? It was more than longer than a winter season, I would say. Then collecting the feedback from their athletes. That was a very example where meeting specification, testing protocol from Scarpa, validating the claim, the certification, because don't forget the long list of certification there.
Oh, we know we've got the EU Green Deal coming in too quickly, and you have the New York Sustainability, Fashion and Social Accountability Act.
Absolutely.
And the certifications are near identical on both sides of the Atlantic. But we know legislation means if you're not compliant, you do not operate.
Correct.
And it is coming in that quickly.
Yeah, and this is another side of the discussion, because you don't make the deals, you don't land or lock in a program like the Scarpa with anybody else, just by showing the paperwork or the certification, So you need to always stress out the need of that specific certification, because of we prove to reach 100% PCR content, or because in this case with the pure technologies we prove to drastically reduce the carbon emission of the insulation itself. Whether the insulation is the only ingredient right now in the Scarpa, in that specific Scarpa styles that can they can claim the drastic reduction of CO2, but is a start. It's a good start. You got to start somewhere, we say, right?
I think Francesco summed it up when he says that he trusts his partners. So I take your sales message, I like it, but if this guy with the brand equity is saying these are the brand. Now, Francesco, I want to come back to you. I am bemused that you are talking in detail about how good they are there and the various areas. To me, footwear especially is a very personal thing, because it's comfort on your feet. And the best product you can create is the one which is used for the longest. So when you're looking at impacts, you can get diverted by looking at end of life of impacts. Generally between 3 and 7% of a product is end of life overall carbon footprint. But if you can make that product last twice as long, you've immediately saved 40%. And I know you are working with them on longer term trials so that you can see the extension of the life of it. So without locking PrimaLoft too much, this is the interesting guy. The guy is actually here why Francesco's choosing it. And I think you've summed it up very well. But if I go back to your colleagues on stage, before I open to questions from the audience, is there anything that I should have asked you that you're proud to talk about? Or have we really got to the interesting bits already? So, Leonardo, if I start with you, you know, I mean, I'm just there. I'm a fan of Scarpa, so you don't need to sell to me. What else should we be telling the audience about what PrimaLoft bring to the conversation?
Well, if we look at our, product offering, and our different sustainability levels, without sacrificing performance, Francesco made it very clear, that by targeting, choosing, the more sustainable product, you don't want to see any sacrifice, any compromise on performance. Performance and sustainability, they get along pretty well, and that depends on how much, you drive innovations. Well, Pure is just the latest breakthrough innovation. We launched the first synthetic, biodegradable and synthetic insulation, just before the pandemic hit.
PrimaLoft Bio was brilliant. I do believe it won an ISPO Outstanding Award, Gold, its first season.
Yeah, and that is another technology is addressing another specific and clear, concrete market needs. If not at the end of life of the garment, of the shoes, it does address pretty well, the need of fiber shedding, during the product life cycle. So this is, the three levels of sustainability for us is 100% PCR composition, which, by the way, PrimaLoft is using recycled fibers since the late 90s.
Post-consumer recycled for those people who aren't into PCR.
Yeah, post-consumer recycled, yes, recycled fibers. So from plastic bottles. So this is recycled fibers is not the final answer, but PrimaLoft has been using recycled fibers since the late 90s. So we are talking about 25 years ago. And then we have 100% recycled bio and 100% recycled pure technologies. So the technology and innovation at PrimaLoft is not just at material level, but also we look at the way we produce product, and we will do more and more going forward.
And Tara, it opens the door to you. We're talking about the strategy here. Is there anything you'd like to add to the audience to take away on the thinking towards PrimaLoft?
Yeah, it's just really that I think to make the biggest impact as an industry, it's going to take really the collective of all of us here in this room and within the industry working together towards more sustainable solutions. It can't be done alone.
So I'm taking the collaboration away. I do like that. So I have the partnerships from Leonardo. I have the collaboration. Francesco, anything else? What message do you want this audience to leave with?
Yes, that I want to say the development of mountain footwear at the end is very serious topic, a very serious matter, because we are talking about products that needs to satisfy special requirement that must meet precise functionality because of safety as well as comfort. And in this sense, therefore, the ethics of the producer comes into play, who must design and produce with awareness and responsibility, offering the market a product able to fulfill a promise in terms of safety, performance, and durability. And again, if we want to contribute immediately to a more sustainable outdoor industry, the first contribution is to create a product that will last and can be easily repaired if it's necessary, And this is the message that I want to add and give now.
Brilliant. Well, at this stage, this is when I go to the audience. You have a very alive brand, one of the most equitable brands that are here, with two people from an ingredients supply. Does anyone want to ask them questions? Because if you don't ask them questions, I have more to make them feel uncomfortable. So it's your opportunity to get into the mind of footwear technology. I'm looking around the room, and people like Tony and Colin are starting to keep their eyes down now so I don't pick on them personally.
We need to test it on the mountain, the product. Yeah.
This is the attitude. What are we doing sat on stage? We should be experiencing it,
Exactly.
which I think is the far better solution. If I can throw one more question just to wrap up to you guys. What I'm seeing, especially from Scarpa, your equity is built on your shoes, but you have also become more commercial in that you have broadened your range. Now, PrimaLoft is obviously a partner that can do several different layers. I shouldn't be talking about insulation in layers. You can do several different grades of insulation to work throughout the range. That will obviously be one of your considerations for choosing who you're going to long-term partner with. How many different types of customer does someone like Scarpa target? So we obviously have the people like you, Francesco, the loonies on the hills. We have the athleisure, we have the weekend walkers. How many different products will form into that idea thinking? Just so that Tara's aware how many lines you've got to start producing.
Yeah, Scarpa has a very big catalog, and this is one of my problems because when we talk about Scarpa, we talk about mountain and every activity in the mountain. So from the 8,000 peak to the approach, trekking, backpacking, climbing, until to touch the lifestyle of the people that go to the mountain. And every time, and I agree what you say, that sometimes the fighting internally the company is that, Francesco, okay, we cannot take care just on the alpinist because the segment of the market is limited. We need to have a look on the normal people. And the alpinists can be every people, no? And we want to provide footwear to everybody. Everybody has their own peak to climb in his life. So we take care about everybody, from the technical alpinists to the normal people, because this is our mission, no? To reach any height.
And how much can PrimaLoft, because you have this wide base, how many solutions can PrimaLoft give you?
Yeah, every time I call Leonardo, and sometimes we have to stay calm, because Leonardo, where we can put PrimaLoft, and Leonardo, we can put here, we have this, and we are very excited, but then we have to find the balance, no?
Okay.
But every time, every season, when I started to present the collection to him, I asked him, okay, this is the strength of the two brands, because we are like a colleague, and we work together, sharing the same target, the same goal, and pooling resources and expertises. And I think this is the only way to get a return of your own value creation process.
So what you're saying is actually Leonardo can almost supply it all.
Yeah, he's a colleague.
Well, you see, Charles, that just by wrapping up, what Francesco just said, it's not a brand customer, it's a brand partner.
Right.
And that makes the difference, and this is what we expect as a company from the industry, that we got to do more partnership going forward. And not just at supplier and customer level, but at any level of the supply chain. So this is our hope. And then I think personally that the industry is well aware of that, because we want to really address the needs of our planet and save the planet in a tangible way, right? Practical way. You know, we gotta partner as a team.
That makes sense to me. Tara, anything to add, or are you happy with what these two have been saying?
I'm happy with what they
Well, I've been looking around for questions, and I'm not getting heckles, I'm not getting hands. We do have one. Tony, excuse me a moment.
Tony Valtos
Yeah.
used to be part of our agency.
This is for all three of you. Francisco, what keeps you up at night? And for PrimaLoft, what keeps you up at night for your brand partners that you want to change?
It's making sure that what we develop, innovate, and present to the market, to Scarpa in this case, is well and correctly received. You know, because Scarpa, as any other brand partner, is not one partner. You have small partner inside the organization. And like I said before, you know, this is it's a big challenge for the branding ingredients, because we have an add value that is not easy to translate into a compelling advantage for the consumer to try out when wearing a pair of Scarpa shoes.
I think from a product development standpoint, there's always a tension between the excitement of releasing a new technology and also the patience to have it go through the full vetting process. So making sure it goes through all the lab testing and the field testing and the third-party certifications. And so it's always this sort of this balance and this tension of, oh, I'm so excited, I want to get this out there and the impact it's going to have, but this balance of, oh, we need to be patient, we need to make sure that this product checks out from everything that's important to us and to the industry.
Francesco, what makes you not sleep at night?
What?
What keeps you awake in the night? What do you worry about?
Too many projects to launch for the next season in Scarpa, because every year we say we have to reduce, but every time. No, part of joke. For me, as I said before, the development of mountain footwear is very serious, and when I have to add some ingredient, for example, some special ingredient like PrimaLoft, I added the ingredient when I'm sure 100% that I can reach the target. I cannot just add the ingredient to do marketing, because Scarpa has always been a company product-driven, not market-driven. And for this reason, I have to be under 20% that product can satisfy the functionality, the requests of the consumer, no? Because what we provide is not just a shoes, it's a tools to reach and satisfy your adventure, your challenge, your trails. Okay.
I'm not seeing any other questions, and I think Francesco's, once again, you've summed it up really well, which is, forget the marketing,
Exactly.
It's the product, it's the performance. So can I ask us all to show our appreciation again for PrimaLoft? They sit there, and what they do is they throw the door open to Charles, and they try and make me ask organized, pre-formatted questions. I'm always throwing in curveballs, but you guys genuinely have the answers, which I take my hat off to you. So can we show our appreciation once again for PrimaLoft?
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.